everyone. I hope you are having a wonderful day. I hope you're doing very good. Hi Penny. Today I just wanted to do a little encouragement. It's kind of like always an encouragement, but since I'm doing it more often, I might start doing it every morning or something, but I'm warming up into it. Today I wanted to do a little encouragement about going for the goals in your life and not holding back. So it actually came, the idea, from Free Burma Rangers, another wonderful thing about that movie. And so David Eubank said that there is the swamp of sin over here, and that gets you bogged down. And then over here, there is the swamp of Christian things you can do that keep you bogged down as well, like all the perfect little Christian things you can do that keep you bogged down as well. And then straight ahead, there is the path of just obeying Jesus. And he said on that path, there's like no yellow caution lights, it's just green, just go, man, he said. So there's the swamp of this sin on this side, which keeps you bogged down and stagnant in your life. Then there's the swamp of little Christian things you can do that keep you bogged down. And then there's a path of just obeying Jesus, and that has no caution lights, that is green, just go for it. What do you have to lose? So I was thinking, like, from that, like, what do I have to lose in my life? Like what do I have, for example, like with money? Money is not like something I want to use. Money, I'm not going to live for money. Money is just something to get me through my life and enhance my life. Not get me through my life, but enhance my life and make my life better. But I don't live my life for money. Money is here for my life. And a lot of people live their life for money. And another example is I don't like worrying so much about, like, it's like there's a checklist for most people. It's like, get married, make sure you go to college, make sure you get married, make sure you have kids, make sure you have a good job, make sure you make a lot of money, make sure you have a nice house, make sure that you retire with a lot of money, and then what is there? So it's like I don't want to live my life with a checklist. I don't want to, and that's why I think a lot of people have marriage problems, is because they have a checklist. They are searching so hard to find a husband or a wife, and there's nothing wrong with searching hard to find a husband or a wife, but at the same time, if you're searching so hard for it, it's like you're striving and you could compensate, and you're just trying so hard to find the right person, and you're focusing so much on it that it's hard to find the right person. But if people just keep their eyes fixed on Jesus and obey Jesus and not worry about anything else but obeying Jesus, Jesus would take them on their life journey, and they would find the person they're supposed to marry, and in doing God's will. So, like, you're doing God's will, Jesus is going to take care of you. You just obey him and trust that he's going to take care of you. You trust him that he's going to provide you with money. You don't even think about it. You have $1 in your pocket, but you just go because you trust that he's going to take care of you. Or you don't even know where you're going to live, but you go because you know he told you to do it, and you trust that he's going to take care of you. Or you just say, I'm just going to follow Jesus. I know it's God's will for me to be happy and being married because he gives me the desires of my heart. So I'm just going to go and do what I'm supposed to do, and I know he's going to show me who the right person is along the way. And that is what David Eubank did. He went to the sound of the guns. He went and he found his wife while he was doing the thing that God told him to do. And then he went to the sound of guns with $100 in his pocket. He didn't know how he was going to be of any help, but he went anyways because God told him to. He just went to the sound of need, even though he didn't know how he was going to help. He went to the sound of need, and he turned into Free Burma Rangers. And their documentary changed my life because of what his life turned into from just obeying Jesus. How many people he saved, and how many, like, troops, how many different like groups he's trained to save people, and what his ministry turned into, and how adventurous his life is. He has I think he has three, as far as I know, he has three beautiful children, and they go with him saving people, and because he listened to Jesus, his children also have like the best start in life they could ever have. They're already like going for their life because they were born into it, and it's all because he decided to obey Jesus. And so I just wanted to encourage you with that today, not to make yourself a checklist for life, but to decide that you're going to obey Jesus. And in my Money Matters for Teens math book by Larry Burkett, he was also talking about how if you feel like stagnant in your life, and you feel like you're not doing anything really important, and you're not doing anything purposeful in your life, and you feel like you're not making a big impact, and and you don't even know what you're going to do, you're like, what great impact am I having on the world right now? Just like being at home, and like if you don't feel like you're having a big impact in your life, Larry Burkett was like, just be patient, just obey Jesus, be patient, and trust that when the time is right, God's plan for you will knock your shoes off. And as a matter of fact, in my Faith to Faith devotional today, Gloria Copeland, she was talking about following your dream. And she put, and Moses said unto God, who am I that I should go unto Pharaoh, that I should bring forth the children of Israel out of Egypt? And he said, certainly I will be with thee. And Moses, she was talking about how Moses had such a poor self-image of himself, and he had spent 40 years because he messed up early on in his life, and so he was driven to the wilderness by the Egyptians, and he had always wanted to save his people, but he messed up, and so he was driven into the wilderness by the Egyptians, and he spent 40 years tending and being a shepherd to a flock of sheep that wasn't even his. 40 years in the wilderness. And he had a very bad self-image of himself. He was like, he thought he failed. Like, this is what Gloria's saying. He thought he failed. He was a failure. He messed up in his life. But then Jesus came to him. All of a sudden, there was a burning bush, and he was like, why is that burning bush not burning up when there's fire? And so he went over, and Jesus told him to go rescue the Israelites from Egypt. And he was like, who am I that I should go and rescue the Egyptians from their bondage in Israel? Like, who am I? I can't even speak well. Who am I to go save them and do that huge, big thing? And you know what Jesus said? Just go, or something like that. You know what? Let me read it to you. He didn't say just go, but he told him when Moses was making all these excuses and stuff, he didn't even mention the excuses. He just told him, I will be with you. That's what he said. He said, I will be with you. So I'm going to read you this little story. It's just 14 verses. Moses in the burning bush. One day Moses was tending the flock of his father-in-law Jethro, the priest of Midian. He led the flock far into the wilderness and came to Sinai, the mountain of God. There the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a blazing fire from the middle of a bush. Moses stared in amazement. Though the bush was engulfed in flames, it didn't burn up. This is amazing, Moses said to himself. Why isn't that bush burning up? I must go see it. When the Lord saw Moses coming to take a closer look, God called to him from the middle of the bush. Moses, Moses. Here I am, Moses replied. Do not come any closer, the Lord warned. Take off your sandals, for you are standing on holy ground. I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. When Moses heard this, he covered his face because he was afraid to look at God. Then the Lord told him, I have certainly seen the oppression of my people in Egypt. I have heard their cries of distress because of their harsh slave drivers. Yes, I am aware of their suffering. So I have come down to rescue them from the power of the Egyptians and lead them out of Egypt into their own fertile and spacious land. It is a land flowing with milk and honey, the land where the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites now live. I think that's how you say their names. Look, the cry of the people of Israel has reached me, and I have seen how harshly the Egyptians abuse them. Now go, for I am sending you to Pharaoh. You must lead my people Israel out of Egypt. But Moses protested to God, Who am I to appear before Pharaoh? Who am I to lead the people of Israel out of Egypt? God answered, I will be with you. And this is your sign that I am the one who has sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you will worship God at this very mountain. But Moses protested, If I go to the people of Israel and tell them, the God of your ancestors has sent me to you, they will ask me, What is his name? Then what should I tell them? God replied to Moses, I am who I am. Say this to the people of Israel. I am has sent me to you. God also said to Moses, Say to the people of Israel, Yahweh, the God of your ancestors, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has sent me to you. And I skipped down. But Moses protested again. What if they won't believe me or listen to me? What if they say the Lord never appeared to you? The Lord asked him, What is that in your hand? A shepherd's staff, Moses replied. Throw it down on the ground, the Lord told him. So Moses threw the staff, and it turned into a snake. Moses jumped back. Then the Lord told him, Reach out and grab its tail. So Moses reached out and grabbed it, and it turned back into a shepherd's staff in his hand. Perform this sign, the Lord told him, and then they'll believe. So Moses didn't believe he could do it. He was making all these excuses. Lord, who am I to do that? And Jesus said, just go. And then he said, what if they don't believe me? He said, is that a staff in your hand? He said, yes. Throw it onto the ground. It will turn into a snake. Pick it up, and they will believe you. If they don't, and then he gave him all these other signs he could perform. So anyways, the point is, you don't have to have a perfect background. You don't have to have a perfect spiritual credentials, like Gloria said, with the Lord. You just have to obey Jesus and listen to what he tells you to do. And if you do that, you'll just go and go and go. And don't hold back because you don't think you have enough money, or don't hold back because you think you might lose your job, or don't hold back because of any reason. Just go after your dream. Obey Jesus, and you will live a life of promises and blessing. You will live a life like it was meant to be lived, and you will not lack anything. God will bless you with all the money you need. You'll find the person you're supposed to find. If you just obey Jesus, all the other stuff that you want in your life will be added to you. There's a Bible verse that says, all these things will be added unto you. Oh gosh, what Bible verse is that? It says, seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. So it's saying, seek first God, follow him, and everything you want, all these things will be added unto you. And there's another Bible verse that says, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. I shall not want. He leads me into green pastures and leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. So Jesus doesn't just want to give you what you need. He wants to give you what you want. He wants to lead you in beautiful green pastures and beside beautiful still waters and restore your soul. He wants to lead you in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. When you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, don't fear evil, because he is with you. His rod and his staff, he comforts you. He will prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemies, but he anoints your head with oil, and your cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy will follow you all the days of your life, and you will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So just obey Jesus. Go to the sound of guns. Go to the sound of need. Don't worry about how you're going to get there. Don't worry about what you have, all the money you have to get there. Don't worry about a checklist and doing all these right things. Just obey Jesus, and you will be living the life you meant to live, and you will be happy. So I just wanted to encourage you with that today, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you next time. I will see you soon, because I'm doing these more often. So I will see you soon, and I love you. Have a wonderful day.